Hey guys, Stephen King, King of Homes, and we're here to make a video for you guys out there who maybe are just starting out in real estate, or you're thinking about getting into real estate, or you're taking your test, whatever it is. We want to show you the best way to break down this business so that way you understand what goes into it and which type of business model might best fit your personality. I am fortunately a National Association of Realtors Top 30 Under 30 award winner, and it was following these types of guidelines that got me to where I am. So I'd like to show it to you in hopes that it helps you guys out with building your business. Let's get started. Now, the first step in developing your business plan is you have to determine whether or not you would like to be a solo agent or if you'd like to work on a team. There's a big difference between the two of them. There are pros and cons to both, so we want to go over that because that is the first thing you're going to have to figure out when you're getting into this business. So let's start with the pros of being a solo agent. One of the first pros of being solo is you have a larger pie. It's just you. You're not splitting it with a team leader, with a team member. It's just you and your brokerage commission split. So if you get a $10,000 check as a solo agent, that's your check to split with your brokerage. So you get a lot bigger piece of the pie as a solo agent. The next positive of being a solo agent is you have much more control of your brand as well as your vision, the direction that you want to build your business and whatever brand presence you want to have on social media throughout your advertising. You get to showcase and dominate and use your personality more as a solo agent, whereas on a team, you have to fit into the brand and image and vision that your team and your team leader wants because it's their team and they set the brand and vision. Another pro of being a solo agent is you're the quarterback. You are the leader, you're the star of the show. You get to make your own hours, you decide everything. You also get to reap the benefits and rewards and the fruits of your labor a little bit more as a solo agent. Now that brings us into cons of being a solo agent, which is you are the quarterback. As a solo agent, every mistake that you make, everything that happens in your business is 110% your responsibility. You have nobody else to blame but you, no matter what. You reap what you sow, but you also reap the consequences of everything you sow. So there is a lot more pressure as a solo agent because everything that's good goes to you and everything that's bad falls on your shoulders. Another con is being a solo agent is more time consuming. Under a team, you have people you get to lean on, people you get to depend on. As a solo agent, you're working 24/7. You cannot take off on the weekends. There's no shutting your phone off after 5 o'clock. You could try it, but you're most likely not going to be in the business after a year of working it that way. So your hours are 24/7 as a solo agent. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And another con of being a solo agent is you're going to gain less experience in the first year or two. One of the benefits of being on a team is that you have leads given to you. Your team is already generating business, already generating revenue. You don't have to necessarily worry as much where your next deal is coming from because on a team, that's taken care of most of the time. So if you're on a team and you're given more deals, as a result, you're going to see more things happen. You're going to gain more experience on a team in the first year or two than you would as a solo agent, which brings us more into teams. What are some pros and cons of being on a team? And you got to know this stuff because understanding this will help you understand where your personality fits. And I recommend going into what fits you, because you're most likely going to succeed quicker in that realm. So, some pros of being on a team, which we just went over, is you get to gain more experience. Another pro of being on a team is there is more support. This is very valuable. Always having somebody to call up, because a team may have 5, 6, 10, 20 agents, always having someone in your back pocket that you could call up and say, hey, look, I'm just not sure about this. What do I do in this scenario? My buyer said this, my seller said that. I'm new, I don't know how to react to this kind of situation. You have more people holding your hand and making sure that your responses are appropriate and you know what to do in every given situation. Now, another pro of being on a team is having allies. Allies, I say that differently from support. Real estate is one of the most competitive businesses in the world. There are more real estate agents as a trade in the United States of America than any other trade organization there is, which means you are competing with everyone. Having people in your corner who really do have your best interest in mind is a support system that is very valuable, because when you're a solo agent and you don't have that support system and you're getting down on yourself because things are getting hard, they're not going the way you planned, it's much more difficult as a solo agent to pick yourself up out of the ashes as opposed to being on a team and having allies. And another pro is you get to rely on more team members. So maybe you're getting into the business and you know it is an absolute positive must that you cannot work on the weekends. You can't work Saturday, you can't work Sunday. Maybe you've got a family already and you have obligations. Having a team to rely on may allow you the freedom to not have to work on Saturdays or Sundays, or not have to work after a certain time if you are maybe starting this business when you have another job. Now, that is a pro, but it also can develop into a con. Being on a team can develop complacency for you. And a lot of reasons why people get into this business is because they want to build financial freedom. They want to be successful. They want to be their own boss. Now, if you get stuck into the mode of being on a team and the luxuries of being on a team, it may get very easy to get complacent, which will lead us into difficulty detaching from that team. If you work on a team for 2 years, 3 years, and you develop a family model around that, and you're really not bursting past $60,000 or $80,000 a year, and you're trying to get to that next level, it becomes much more difficult to detach from your team and, in essence, start from square one with your branding. So difficulty detaching can absolutely be a con. And lastly, I want to say there's less brand control. When you're on a team, again, you are under your team leader. You are following the brand and vision of the team you are on. And if you're looking to build your own brand, like King of Homes or something along those lines, being on a team may prevent you from gaining traction in building your own brand. And again, a little bit smaller piece of the pie. One more pro and con I want to point out that's not on here is a pro of being on a team is you may be given leads, so you may generate paychecks quicker. As a solo agent, I can't tell you how many monsters in this business who took 10 or 12 or 14 months to develop their first paycheck. Yes, your paycheck is bigger here, but your paychecks are more likely more frequent here. After you decide whether being a solo agent or being on a team is the best fit for you, now your next decision that you have to make is which brokerage am I going to work for, or which team am I going to work for? Now, teams, you're going to go with people who you feel a support system there and their vibe and energy. You're going to go with what you feel comfortable with. But what I want to spend a little time on is brokerage. It's very, very, very important in your first year that you are not focusing on your commission split. As an agent, when you get a paycheck, your broker is going to take a certain percentage of every paycheck as your broker. Now, if you're interviewing with brokerages and this guy over here is saying we have a 70-30 split right out of the gates, but this guy's saying we've got a 50-50 split, I recommend in that situation, in year one, you always want to pay attention to which brokerage is going to give you the most support. You can get 100% commission, but 100% of nothing if you're not generating business because you don't have a mentor who's holding your hands or an office manager who can guide you through the things you need guidance on. You're just going to get 100% of nothing. So what I recommend is in your first year, don't focus on the commission split. You want to focus on where are you going to get the most office support from your brokerage, which brokerage is going to have the person in there who's going to hold your hand the closest to make sure that you can get this plane, this real estate business, off of the ground. Same with team. Now, once you pick a brokerage and a team, now it's time to go. It's very important to understand that what this business is all about sums up into lead generation. This is the business you are in as a real estate agent. Your job is to find people who want to list and people who want to sell and people who want to purchase real estate. Welcome to the party, because every other agent is competing with you from the same pool of buyers and sellers. So now what I recommend when you're just starting out, there are a lot of different ways to generate leads and generate business. If you're good at all of them, you can try them, but I recommend honing in on one in the beginning, picking that which resonates best with you, and absolutely double downing on that method. So let's talk about door knocking. Door knocking is the most tried and proven way to generate leads and business in real estate. And I'm talking going through every single street in your neighborhood. It may go something like this. Hi, my name is Stephen King. I'm a local real estate agent. Our brokerage has a lot of buyers in the area who are looking for homes for sale. I'm wondering if maybe you know of any of your neighbors who are thinking about selling. I love that pitch because neighbors love telling you their other neighbors' businesses. They'll right off the bat, yeah, they're not moving until their daughter graduates high school. They're never leaving, and you'll be able to stay on top of that and generate business until eventually you're going to knock on the door and they're going to say, actually, we're thinking of selling. Door knocking is one of the best forms of lead generation, and it costs you no money. So I like door knocking. Cold calling is another form of lead generation, and I hate cold calling. If you put me on a phone with a stranger, I feel forced. I don't feel natural. I like face-to-face. I'm not the kind of guy who can walk into an office every day and pick up the phone and dial strangers and be excited about it. That is just not my form that I chose as lead generation. So you can pay for leads. You can pay for advertising. If you want to pay $2,000 a month on Zillow leads, which I don't recommend because you're not building a business, you're just building a dependency on Zillow. But most agents can't use this because most people who, when they start real estate, they don't have money to be throwing out of the window or on the dime, risking on and hoping you'll get lead generation out of it. Now, maybe this is your second business. Maybe this is your second career and you already have a stable financial footing. You may be able to pay for leads, whereas the guy who's just starting out may not be. So that's another form of lead generation. Now, up here happens to be where the business path that I chose to get started, which fit my personality the best, and inevitably ended up getting me a 30 under 30 in the country award. So up here we have networking. Networking is super, super, super important. What is networking? Networking is getting out there and getting into groups or communities where you are meeting new people all of the time. Service groups, take your Lions Club, your Rotary clubs, your Kiwanis clubs. Getting involved in those groups gets you to meet new people, because in those groups, you're always doing things for your community. You're always doing things locally. You're meeting new people. You want people to know who you are, what you do, and where you do it. So networking is extremely valuable to lead generation. Sphere of influence. This is very important, and it's also very intimidating. Some agents, I've witnessed some agents get into the business, and throughout the course of their life, they built a network of people, and they didn't even realize it. They were just sweet people growing up. Everybody knew them. Everybody liked them. So the minute they got into real estate, hey, I need help. I'm in real estate. Do you know of anybody? Their sphere of influence was there to back them and support them. So if you have a big circle of influence, a big sphere of influence, get out there. Don't be shy to say, hey, I'm new in the business. I know you've known me for a long time. Can you help me out? Or do you know of anybody who are thinking of buying or selling? And can you trust me with that person? When you get into the business, you want to be posting on your social media, things like that. I'm in the business. Start posting things about real estate. This is going to tap into your sphere of influence, so that way they understand who you are and what you're doing now. Community. These up here is how I chose to start out and build my business, because it fit my personality type the best. I like door knocking, but I don't love it. I hate cold calling, and I do not pay for leads or lead generation. I enjoy this stuff up here because I'm a people person. I love, love, love getting into my community. What does that mean? That means getting involved with your Chamber of Commerce, getting involved with your local municipality. Maybe it's a village, maybe it's a city, a town, whatever it is. Get involved. I enjoy this the most because I get to meet people who are in my community. I get to develop relationships. I get to help them before I get to help myself. This is my favorite form of lead generation, and that's how I built my business, which ended up earning me a 30 Under 30 award, as I keep mentioning, because I'm proud of it. If you're the type of person who can cold call and you're good at it, and you don't like looking at people in the face, cold call. If that's your personality, focus on this. Eventually, you'll get to the point in your business where you can do all of it. But in the beginning, focus on one area that you are good at and natural in, and just go, go, go. And eventually, you will generate business. You will generate a great income. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Listen to me. If you are out there and you're a seasoned agent and I missed a point, which there are a lot of other points we didn't cover because this could be a 14-hour video if we covered them all, I want you to comment your opinion of the benefits of being a solo agent, benefits of being a team agent, the cons of both, any other ideas that you may have that you use that works for you for lead generation. Comment that below to help out our other agents in our community so they can get into this business and build the life that we all dream of out of real estate. So again, like, comment, subscribe. I am the King of Homes. We appreciate your time. Thank you. And we got a lot more content coming soon.